It's your girl, Javy. Priestess. Back at it again with the general tarot reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Gemini season 2023. Welcome to your shadow season, baby. Be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising. Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything. For free shit, check out. Why do I keep starting that? For free shit, check out. Why do I keep going? That's like the third time I've done that. Check out my Instasham at justj_everything, TikTok at justjeverything, and for other dope shit that I do, justjeverything.com. My website, all the links are in the description box below. It's like 1 a.m. as I'm filming this, and I had to like fucking wrangle my ass to like, because I was settled in your energy, and this is what I was able to deduce. Your ruling planet, Jupiter, is now in Taurus, and the procrastination is real, the desire for comfort, indulgence, overindulgence. Just wanting to be cozy, just leaning into, just like, oh my God, that much time has gone by. Oh my gosh. Like, I just feel like you have the opportunity to be so in flow and so, in your body that I feel like it will be delicious, but be careful of the procrastination. That shit is real, but we are now in your shadow season, and so that stuff is going to be coming up. The things that are restrictive to you in some sort of way. Be sure to check out the Gemini season astrology video. That's the one that's going to have all the important astrological transit dates. For your what the fuck's going on in the sky moments. That's the video to watch. But we kick off Gemini season with Jupiter already in Taurus. Laid. Your aesthetic is also going to start mattering to you more. It could be really, really easy for you guys to get caught up in very superficial shit this season. And I'm just going to put you on game. So that when that moment comes in your gut, in your heart, and you feel that like, oh, this may be some it probably is. Bullshit. Your ruling planet is in Taurus, the bull. So there's going to be plenty of opportunities to party and bullshit and party and bullshit. And that's lovely. But don't you have shit to do? Didn't you have something that you said that you were going to accomplish, or that thing that you were going to do, that thing that you were going to like get together, that you were going to knock out so that you could start like living a fuller life and like being free? I just could have sworn that that was a thing. Yeah. So, regardless, I need you to know, June 1st, I feel like is a really, really, really lucky day. And Jupiter is going to be conjunct the North Node in Taurus. And it just feels blessed, lucky, your harvest materialized. That's why it's just like, don't get caught up in the Taurus party and bullshit and comfort and like family drama and stuff when you could so like hop onto a new fucking timeline, which is prosperous and abundant, and where you feel really fulfilled and you're able to see the fruit of your labor. On June 3rd, we have the full moon in Sagittarius. And there is something here about, you know, what's keeping you from seeing more of the world. What is the world to you? Are you exploring your neck of the woods? Are you exploring your city, your neighborhood, your state, your country? Are there other countries you want to go to? If you're like you have so many opportunities and for adventure around you, it just feels really important to give yourself that. Hydrate. Light it if you got it. with us having a full moon in your sign this season, of course I'll do a separate video, but full moons are a time of like hands off the wheel. This is also another like harvest energy. That's a thing that feels like it's coming up for you guys, is like your relationship to instant gratification, like long-term pain versus short-term pleasure, short-term discomfort versus long-term comfortability. There's just stuff to like gauge, balance, pontificate, I hear. Some of you may be feeling in suspense, feeling in limbo in some sort of way. And I just feel like there's options to weigh. And this may be involving somebody with Libra placements, but there is some sort of like new relationship to someone with Libra placements, or there is like justice or fairness or balance that's being restored in some sort of way. So let's get into it and create this safe space for my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. I just feel like they were like, we're on camera, we're on TV, Mom. Thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For Gemini season 2023. I feel like the pendulum is going to swing however it swings, and you are represented by the Wheel of Fortune and Temperance. So moderation, balance, but also a need to like surrender, a need to surrender to the season, a need to, and we are entering, your ruling planet is entering the sign of I have during the season of I think. So there is definitely some stuff here going on about like materialization, brainstorming, you getting a plan in some sort of way, you talking things into existence, thinking things into, you know, your reality. I just feel like it's time to revisit the game plan. 5 of Swords, and revisiting the game plan for some of you is cutting some people off. Especially if they have Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements. But first things first, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. To be clarified on the Selenite throne is why do you keep looking back? This is Lot's wife. It's like if you turn back, if you keep looking back into the past, you will turn into a fucking pillar of salt. Are you getting bitter? Are you letting bitterness from the past like fill up in you? 9 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So, okay, Gemini season is going to come in here and expose some of these, like the depths of your deepest, darkest thoughts, the stuff that you don't want to think about or talk about. That stuff is coming up to come out because your body is not a coffin for your pain to live in. The stuff that hurts, it's got to be dealt with, because there is a brand new foundation in the realm of the mind. 5 of Swords being the first card out, I just feel like in Gemini season, the sooner the better. The sooner that you address conflict. Do not do anything shady. If you be careful of like MLMs and pyramid schemes and you know, multi-level marketing and all of that stuff. I feel like be careful of people around you. I feel like you don't know what some people will do when they're desperate for money. And so if something feels off, it is, especially if it's with someone with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placement. Sorry. I just feel like God's not going to let you get comfortable in situations that you're not supposed to be in. Ooh, that was not me. Whoo, okay. With the 9 of Swords coming out, I just feel like the divine is asking you to be done with this and move into letting go of whatever or whoever is taking away from this brand new foundation that will be established in your mind. come hell or high water. There's something here about like let go or be fucking dragged. Either way, you're going into a new mental mindset. There could be just some feeling betrayed or conflict with someone from the past, thinking about a lot of the past. There's a lot of like miscommunications maybe coming up. This feels kind of Mercury retrograde, so this may be about somebody with Gemini or Virgo placements. Someone with Gemini or Virgo placements may be holding a grudge towards you, or you may be like seeing people's true colors. But either way, there's something about like not going back and forth anymore. Anybody who's been in and out, back and forth in your life, I just feel like be careful. Be careful the ways that your mind is betraying you. Be careful of the ways that you are like, what are you missing out on in your present because you keep looking back behind you? And if you keep looking back behind you, are you at least getting things done? Are you at least acquiring the lessons? If you're going to be stuck in the past, did you at least get the lesson? If you're going to be stuck in the past, did you at least like pick up on the fucking memo? You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're going to spend all this time there, then there's got to be something. Jesus. Then there's got to be something here about this ending of a cycle. And the ending of a cycle, my water just turned on. Your emotions need to flow. Your emotions need to flow. Eight of Cups reversed. There is some sort of like emotional outpouring, spiritual outpouring, a deeper connection into spirit, a deeper connection with your family, with your actual spirit guides. I feel like there's in some sort of way in your life, maybe you guys are thinking about moving, or you want to explore, travel. Are you holding yourself back? Are you stifling yourself? Are you keeping yourself here because due to some old narrative or some old story that you told yourself, or some old daydream? It's time to provide clarity. There's not a lot of like clarity here, except for if the Eight of Cups were upright. There's something here about going into the wild unknown of your subconscious mind, really having this emotional outpouring with yourself. There's old pain, there's old disappointment, there's old judgments, your relationship to condemnation, your relationship to judging other people, the way that you assume like how they feel about you. Like all of that stuff needs to come up, to come out, because I just feel like there is residual doubt, fear, insecurity, abandonment wounds, feeling left out, feeling like the black sheep, feeling left out in the cold, being, maybe some of you like fixer-uppers. Maybe some of you, tend to take on people that end up being projects. I just feel like with all of these came out reversed. The Eight of Cups reversed. It's funny that I said the Three of Cups. So maybe some of you are recovering from some like toxic third-party situation, or like a weirdness in a friend group, and then people started dating, and then other people are like, now we're just friends, or something like that. There could just be a weird dynamic there. I feel like also some of you have like botched polyamory stories. It's just like botched, like fucked up surgeries that you've done on yourself for the sake of polyamory, or for the sake of being in an open relationship. There is just some sort of like, it's like, that ain't it. This ain't it. Something, and I just feel like some of you are having some of us are having some kind of like proverbial come to Jesus about the decisions that we've made. I feel like Two of Wands in the center of the reading, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I feel like you're clinging to what's comfortable. The Eight of Cups reverse is also here like, hey, what's going on with your relationship to your comfort zone? Do you want to move? Do you want to travel? What's keeping you from exploring? Are you telling yourself it's money? Are you telling yourself it's family? Are you telling yourself it's this ex-partner? Are you telling yourself it's this friend group, or it's this job, or whatever it is? It's just like, hey, what needs to be evaluated is your relationship to stagnation and the things that keep you frustrated. I just feel like there is like a familiarity, or there's just some kind of comfort that okay, what it makes me think of, it's interesting because when I left Florida, I remember, like, I'd lived all over Florida and, like, come back, and whenever I, like, finally left to come to Salt Lake, I remember just being like, oh my God, there's so, also, like, I quit a job that I was at for like 4 years, started a band, started gigging around, like, and then, like, left. And so there was just a lot of people that, like, saw me really pursue my fucking dreams, that really saw me, like, say fuck it and, like, go. Everyone around me was just like, I don't know, I just had, like, inspiration oozing off of me, apparently. Because there's so many people that messaged me and was just like, I wish I could do what you did. I wish I could leave but my family. I wish I could leave but my job. I wish I could. I was like, I had all those things and left all those things, and now I'm, like, so much happier. We're done with the excuses. It's 2023. Where there's a will, there's a way. Faith without works is dead. And so this old lack mentality, scarcity mentality, I'm not enough, abandonment wounds, this the way you prioritize your trauma bonds, whatever's going on with this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, I just feel like it's blocking you from making healthy choices. So if you feel stuck, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, there is this new relationship that you're being asked to build with conflict resolution. And in order for you to grow your conflict resolution skills, you're going to have to evaluate the ways that you really dropped the ball in the past. And so it's like, we're not sitting around having a pity party. We're just going to objectively observe ourselves and our previous behaviors and call ourselves out and be honest and be an adult. And, you know, like the late great Tia said, we're not going to be a groupie. We're going to keep it moving. And it just feels really important to make sure that you are doing your best to therapize yourself in some sort of way, especially when it comes to abandonment, especially when it comes to family, especially when it comes to any kind of religious trauma, leaving the church, excommunication. The root of this card is excommunication. So for this to be reversed, I feel like there are some untended to abandonment wounds, untended to trauma bonds, issues, untended to issues with your self-worth that are impacting the amount of money that you're making. Hydrate. And Gemini season is going to show you the holes in your story, the holes in the story that you tell yourself that keeps you on that certain level. That keeps you from, it's a self-image, it's a self-worth thing. Final card, final message. One final card, one final message for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Gemini season 2023. Some of you, you're learning about, like, your family or your lineage, or you're gonna maybe get visited by them in dreams. There's like a reunion with a ooh, yes, from ashy to classy, baby, but you gotta believe it. Last time that From Ashy to Classy came out was for Aries and Aries season. And so I just feel like there is some sort of, like, leveling up, going from the 5 to the 9, going from having a profound conflict with your self-image, with your worth, a profound conflict with the amount of money you want to make. Some of you are in a job that you hate, or are you doing things that you don't like for money, and you're doing it for the sake of financial freedom, and what you start to realize is that you just want freedom. It doesn't have, and like the financial part of it actually shifts whenever you're operating in your purpose and in your passion. And so there's something that money can't give you, no matter how much money comes in and comfortability comes in. you're going to start to find what is priceless. Like, you can't put a price on certain things. And a lot of and some of you are going to start to figure out it's your freedom. Some of us, Seven of Cups on the bottom of the deck, I feel like there's, and these reversals are saying, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, there's some reflection to do. There's some stuff going on with evasion. There's some stuff going on with the narrative, the way that you talk to yourself, the way that you numb things out. I feel like your relationship to distracting yourself with options, distracting yourself with busy work, distracting or numbing yourself with like smoking too much or drinking too much, or video games or binging stuff, or dating apps, or whatever it is. It's just like, yeah, some of you are learning how to, wow, okay, I'm going to put you on game because I love you. Some of you are really learning how to use your voice to redefine what it is that you want romantically and what it is that you want platonically. I feel like there is a certain victory over somebody with Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Gemini, or Virgo placements. I feel like there is this brand new cycle of wish fulfillment. There's independence, there's a new kind of freedom that wants to come in, but you've got to feel worthy of it. And in order to start feeling, in order to have the long-term shift in your self-image and in your worth, you got to get to the root of this shit. You can't just keep like tending to the symptoms, like tending to the leaves on the fucking branches. We got to get to the root rot, And so that's what is coming up. And the root rot, I feel like that's exposing itself, is there's still pain that you haven't articulated. There's still conversations you're holding yourself from having. There's still clarity that you either need or could provide to someone else, and you haven't given that. And maybe you're receiving the repercussions of your actions. So understand that, if you lie, you'll be lied to. If you cheat, you'll be cheated. If you steal, you'll be taken from, And so there is some sort of like time to check in with like who's around you, who you're going back and forth with, who's back and forth in and you're out of your life, because you are the company you keep. And I just feel like if you keep associating yourself with people who party and bullshit and party and bullshit and party and bullshit, it's like, have you accomplished what you want to accomplish yet in order to be partying and bullshit? I don't know. It's up to you. Everybody's got different priorities. I don't know. I'm an Aries, Mars, and Capricorn. I just feel like I got shit to do and I'm having a great time along the way. You know what I mean? And that's awesome, but there's a balance that's needed, and I just have that sense because thank God for my Libra rising. But it's not perfect. Are you kidding me? The ADHD around this bitch. So zero judgment. I just need you to look at, hey, it's funny because you are the Temperance card. I just feel like your relationship to moderation. What's going on with this like flow? Are you being narcissistic? Are you being an extreme taker? Or are you dealing with extreme takers? Have you ever, like, what's going on? Are you over giving? Because I feel like there's a narcissistic side to like empathy and to giving and to the light. There is a fucking narcissistic, like, icky fucking shit in there. That's why I'm just like, all that love, miss me with all the love and light shit. No, I would like equal parts light and dark. I require the balance. That's why I love Vegas so much. Because I just feel like people delight in their shadow openly there. And it's just like, I don't know, it's yummy. I don't know. I may move to Vegas, y'all, at some point. That's where I was supposed to end up. I was never supposed to be here. Anyway, why am I having a conversation with... Anyway, I love you, clearly. I feel like you're making new friends. And making new friends and new soul family are coming in, which is why these like toxic connections need to be severed. And these toxic memories, these toxic like thoughts about or beliefs about yourself. All of that stuff has to come up and come out so that you can make room. You can make space so that you can like take up more space. You are the sign of expansion. The Temperance card, that bitch has wings. You know what I mean? So there is something about taking up, like taking flight, expanding, taking up more fucking room. Maybe working out your upper body, working out in general. Maybe some of you are doing like, I don't know, flying, aerial, acro yoga. Flying is also cheerleading. There could be something going on with cheerleading. But the Eight of Cups says, hey, some of you may be thinking about moving. The Eight of Cups reverse and the Two of Wands reverse lets me know that I feel like you're not exploring enough of your environment. And it's funny, that came through before I even pulled cards. And some of you are struggling to change your environment or change the narrative because it's like the song that's been playing in the background since you were a kid. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to close with this. The reason why I love Psycho-Cybernetics so much, shout out to Rev Fam, quietest revolution till we die. Anyway, in Psycho-Cybernetics, these doctors basically deduce that like the human brain is likened to an air conditioning unit. It had like the way you set your house to like 70 minus 75. The way you set your house is like the way you set your house, your AC to a temperature, your brain has settings too. And your subconscious mind's job is to affirm these settings. And so there's something about like, let's say that you grew up in poverty, or let's say that you grew up, you know, with parents that were not well off. Then you may not, then one of your first psycho-cybernetic settings may have been, I have to work hard for money, or people like me are poor, or money, you know, eludes people like, you know, whatever. Like there could just be some like foundational setting that you have about the amount of money that you make. And basically we all have our own self-imposed financial glass ceilings that we've got to like tend to and feel in on so that we can break and expand. And I feel like they're really prosperous, independent, entrepreneurial, comfortable, maybe even older people around you that are going to help inspire you. Maybe somebody with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements. I feel like someone with an Earth Mars is really beneficial, or if you have an Earth Mars, like a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn Mars, I feel like things are going to really be like ramped up for Gemini season. So, no more evasion. Be willing to see everything for as it is. Conflict resolution tactics need to be updated. I'll see you over on Patreon. Patreon.com/justjeverything. Let's get into it. And Sagittarius, I gotta put you on game on like one more thing. I feel like there may be people who are gonna be coming back around from the past, singing different tunes, and you need to base your decisions on the behavior that these people have already shown you. People show you who they are all the time. You just have to believe them. It feels really important for you to understand that like letting somebody's like toxic bullshit back in, they're gonna cut you the same way, and then you end up bleeding on people that didn't fucking cut you, and it's just like hurt people like cycle. And that's why I feel like these reversals are coming in. We're getting into the plunge a little bit, but like there is a slowing down. Jupiter is in Taurus. Jupiter in Taurus is going to force you to reevaluate your values, your relationship to indulgence, your relationship to comfort, your relationship to possessions, to money. what you feel worthy of having, the shit that you learned from your family. All of this stuff is going to be coming up to come out and to be evaluated. And I love you. So now let's get into it. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.